Happy Wednesday, part 2 with Kay Walker. What's up, Kay?
What's up? What's up? We got internet connection. We got sound. We're we're rolling today.
It's like legit. I love it. um, okay, cool. So today we're gonna do part 2 of our letter. So right now, like this letter right now for you performs, it gets like what, 1,500 letters to a deal?
Yeah,
Letter.
15. Yeah, about 1,600 letters to a deal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. And you know what? Not for nothing. I don't think other people are gonna hit those numbers. They could, but I don't think they're going to perform like Kay Walker does. And that's the biggest thing that people need to understand and set expectations. Like, we're giving you guys this information. How you implement, you could either blow Kay out of the water, or you could probably still settle at like a good 2,000, 3,000 to a deal. And that's still rock solid, especially because it's like a 10 or 15x, right?
Yeah, yeah. And still like I don't even think it's a K Walker thing, right? I think it is a because
It's
there's
a Kay
no
Walker
letter.
thing. You own it because, girl, you deserve it.
Well, thank you, Dennis. Thank
Yeah.
you. But like there's no silver bullet template, right? It's not that. It's other pieces of the puzzle. I think the letter is a big piece of the puzzle, to be honest with you, because
Mhm.
you're literally selling yourself or you're selling your brand to the seller. But I think there's also things that you need to think about as well. Like the letter's huge, right? But also the envelope or how it's delivered to them is a big thing. Market selection is a huge thing, right? One without the other, you're kind of SOL. Great letter, shit market, no deals, right?
No deal.
Or great market selection, shit letter, no one calls you, right? So there's puzzle pieces, in this business that need to be plugged in correctly. And so I think the biggest thing is going to be, along with the letter, is how you send the mail, the postage type. In my opinion, I think the envelope is important in how you send it, because you need somebody to open it, right, and not throw it away, because they'll never even get to look inside and see your
Yeah.
beautiful template. Market selection is huge. Your intake process, when the lead reaches out via text or call, that's super important. Your follow up, and also let's not forget your pricing, right? Because you can have the best letter, the best markets, but if your pricing is just so out of whack, it's all for nothing.
Mhm.
So I think just people just need to keep that in mind when they're thinking about direct mail or just thinking about marketing in general. There's not like this one silver bullet that just magically makes things work, right?
No.
It's figuring out what pieces work for you and your business and the money you have and the time you have and the experience you have at this point, to be successful, right? And another thing, I think people are trying to kind of be like deal makers. And I think shifting to, I am a business, I need to build a brand, right? And then the deals will come is important. Because you're
Mhm.
just trying to get to the next deal, the next deal, the next deal. You're not thinking about what's my brand, what's my color scheme, how does my website look, what's my online presence. You know what I'm saying? Do I look legit? Is my return address, Googleable? That
Yeah.
kind of thing. So all kind of different things when you think about, your marketing and your business and your letter. So I just wanted to just put that out there. There's not like this one magic letter that's just going to make you kill it.
No, we should actually sit down and do a Zoom one day of like, let's break down the things that are important to being like a reputable brand, right? It's
Yeah.
not just being ability to close. That's fine. Like a lot of people could close a deal, but
Hmm.
there's a lot of things that go into building a brand and all that stuff. And I think, you've built other businesses before and branding is huge. And that's why you're able to take that and segue it into this and really be successful quickly. I've built multiple businesses. I know what it takes to build a presence, do that stuff, and it's not easy, but it's not hard. It's like you have to be consistent. You have to strive for it and do the right things.
Yeah.
Um, so I think it might be actually a good idea, just like to kind of riff on what would make an ideal, like how to build yourself to be an ideal business, essentially.
Yeah, like the main key things, right? That you want to kind of put a little bit of effort and attention to, because if you do that right, the other stuff kind of trickles in a little bit easier for you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I
So,
agree. I agree.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I love it. So let's get into this. So Kay, I've given her full control. I'm like, let's just do it. Let's rip my letter apart. This is a now, not for nothing. This is a letter that has brought in almost $2.5 million worth of deals, right? So it's not that it's a bad letter. It's just that it hasn't been tweaked since March of last year. So you have to keep updating it. And I think that's what you're really, really good at is
Yeah.
those quick tweaks. And you're able to do that because like you go to your mailhouse guy and be like, hey, pause, change this, let's
Yep.
adjust something because I just heard some feedback and that's that. And then that's another important thing is you ask the questions while you're talking to the clients. Hey, what made you call us? What about our letter piqued your interest? Tell me
Yep.
about it.
Yep.
And that little thing, it's like, okay, and what didn't you like? Oh, I didn't like this. Okay, great. Let me scratch that. Let me change this. Right.
Yep.
I didn't ask this last week, but are you doing your acquisitions or you have your partner
I,
still doing?
I'm doing them. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. I'm doing them.
Candace is still doing stuff with you or in a
Yeah. So
different
she's doing her own land business,
good
and
for her.
she's also tiptoeing into transaction coordinating as just a whole
Nice.
business. Yeah. So
I have
she's
some
doing
friends
that, which is
if she needs
exciting.
to know about that. Like I have some friends that are high level transaction coordinators. They could
Oh, really?
yeah,
Yeah. It might be a really good connect. Yeah.
let
Yeah.
me know because they actually it's funny. She was a transaction coordinator. The first deal she ever did was one of my deals, and it
Hmm.
was a messy one, and I really taught her. But it was a house, and she's done I don't know like 100 deals for me at this point. Like she's
Okay.
fantastic. Now she actually has a whole mentorship program that she didn't start, but she's like the main coach for it and like that. She's great. So I
Oh, I
joke
would
with her.
love that connect for her. Yeah. So she's
Yeah.
like building that up. She's probably hating that, I'm saying this publicly, but that's what she's building. So it's
Yeah.
me, 100%. Answering everything I'm getting. The nice thing about it is like when you have no barrier to the feedback from your marketing and your testing and your sales directly from the consumer, like you're not missing anything. Even if you
Yeah.
don't directly ask them those questions of like, what didn't you like or what did you like or why did you call me? You'll kind of get a sense of it as you have conversation with them back to back to back, to figure out what is working and what is not working based on like the questions I have. Someone keep asking me the same question about something. I'm like, let me put that in the roadmap. Let me make sure I highlight that
Mhm.
because that's obviously a question that people have on their mind when they get the mail. So let's go ahead and make sure we communicate that and frame them ahead of time, right?
Yeah.
And so being able to constantly refine, and that's just business in general. I think you have to constantly refine your processes and what you're doing to improve because the market is moving, competition is moving forward, everything is moving forward. You can't just like create this thing, hire VAs and be like, go. It just it's
Yep.
not going to work,
Doesn't work like that.
long term. It's not. Yeah.
And also too, it's like I've spent so much money and changed things and tweaked it, and I changed the wrong things at the wrong times. When I should have tweaked little things inside my letter, I did grand scheme changes. And then problem is this business, it doesn't show you results in 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. It
Right.
shows you results in 6 months.
Yeah.
So you could change everything and you won't see the results for 6 months. And that hurts because like I could have done the wrong thing. And guess what? It takes me now another 6 months to get back on track. So what you do is super efficient and great because you tweak little things almost every day. And those little things add up over time. It's like 1% better kind of thing every day.
Yeah, it does. It kind of like builds, and now you have this version of your letter that's like rock solid, right? And you may not need to touch it, but every quarter, maybe, or something like that, right? And little tweaks, like you said, or you may get a version that's good for 6 months, a year, to be
Yeah.
honest, and it's working. And so,
Or you might come
um,
up with like a seasonal version, like,
yeah,
like, hey, this is happening, that's happening. Like you kind of tweak it for seasons and change little things. There you go. But yeah,
yeah,
it's awesome.
learn,
It's
yeah,
a way to do it, honestly. It really is. Um, I know my cleaning business, I tweak my mailer, my door hangers. I tweak them every single week
Yep.
because things change. Hey, this didn't work. I track my KPIs. Okay, I didn't get any calls this week. We put out X amount, didn't get any calls. Okay, what does that tell me? My offer was wrong, right?
Yep.
Okay, so change my offer. Great, super easy. Change my offer. Boom.
Yep.
Next week, my calls doubled. Well, there you go. It was the offer.
Yep.
You
And
know?
guess how quickly you like measure that?
Yeah.
Like within a week, you can do the same thing with the land business. Maybe not in a week. I would say maybe every few weeks, right? It depends on when
Yeah.
your mail hits. If you're going through Rocket Print, I know it takes a couple weeks to get it out and hit. So maybe every month you can kind of track that, right?
Cool.
The more you track it, the more you're aware of what's kind of going on. And I know you can really, really track it with cold calling and text messaging. I know it's not what we're talking about, but
Yeah.
yeah. Yep. And another thing about change too, I watch a lot of Alex Hermosi stuff and his wife stuff. And I was watching one of his shows, and he's like, in business, whatever the change is, just expect a 20% drop in efficiency and production when you make that change in your business, right? If you say, okay, I do mail, now I'm going to implement a new marketing channel that I haven't implemented before. That takes effort, it takes resources, it takes you figuring out how to integrate the systems, all of that, right? So just expect when you make a change, there's a cost to change. And so you have to make sure that that change is going to, not only improve the business, right, but not affect what you're currently doing. So marketing, just another word for testing.
Yep.
So keep doing what works and then test some other stuff over here on the side, right? That doesn't cost too much money. So
Yep. Yep. Exactly. So, all right, cool. So let's rock it. So Kay's got a double screen going.
mm-hmm,
You can share
mm-hmm.
it, and then let's see. Ready?
Yep.
Awesome. Actually, let's see that one. There we go.
You see
So
good? Okay.
yeah, I see great.
Perfect. All right. So we have two letters up on the side with my face on it. I just got Dennis's letter and started working on it maybe like 20 minutes ago. And this is just kind of how far I've gotten with it so far. So I'm taking
Guys, can we just say one thing? How great I look in my right letter. Like
I know.
It's
And
quite the upgrade.
I love your hair.
It looks great. I don't really wear a lot of black dresses, but I decided on this one I'm gonna.
I think it's professional. I love it.
I love it.
And imagine it goes with your eyes. So,
Oh, yeah, it does. Look at that.
so we're transforming the letter that he's been using that he's been using in his business, and I'm just taking a stab at it to recreate it, right? To recreate a different version of it. And so I'm taking his color scheme, which is red, white, and blue. I'm trying to pull out some of the key, unique slogans that he has communicated in his letter. I like the one that you had in here, Dennis. We are currently acquiring land directly, no middleman, no wholesalers, no assigning, right?
Yep.
We are in buyer. I like that. You had it here, right here. I took it and I put it at the top right. I, formatted a little bit differently.
Yeah, great.
So it kind of pops, right?
Yeah,
And
I would
people
almost
can
change
see
that
it.
to like red, like no middleman, or like no middleman.
Oh
No,
yeah. Let's change
yeah.
that.
Because this kind of goes to branding. Our branding is cash for land, red, white, blue. So like I like to add a lot of like, I'll change one word to no, like red, or one word to blue, and just like it makes it pop.
I like that. Let's see if we can see how it looks if we bold it. Yeah.
So I would
Yeah.
almost do like exactly like that, or like I would do no in blue, middleman in red, or whatever. Like no in
Mix it
red.
up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, just to
I like
kind of
that.
like, it reads well. Like when people go to see things, they're like, oh, no, this. Oh, okay, great. And that's important too. And if, you know, people are going to read these things like middlemen, wholesalers, close, like all this stuff, they're going to read it and throw your letter away. So if you say that, and even if you do plan on wholesaling, when you're on the phone, that's a conversation to be had, right? And that's an explanation to be had too. Just saying, hey, look, we don't wholesale, but here's what we do. We might assign to a funder. And it's not
Mm-hmm.
wholesaling. We're not going to shop it around to a buyer. It's just to secure the transaction. We transfer the actual person that's going to be on title to our funder, nothing changes between us. But it's better to tell them that on the phone than try to explain it in a letter.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it kind of flows a little bit easier too, verbally, and you kind of know when to kind of throw it in the conversation. So obviously tweak your wording to your business and what you feel really strongly about. Maybe you subdivide, right? So maybe that needs to be in your letter a little bit more. The survey, maybe you survey hack, right? So that is, you got to really work that well, because that's hard to get across to some people in a letter. So you have to make sure really, you really have good copy with describing, how that works, and just a few bullet points to people so they're not confused.
Yep.
So that I think that would be probably the hardest letter to create, where it's easy to read and people get it when they see it. It's like the survey hack thing.
You need to have like pictures. That's it.
Yeah. I'm working on one right now. Because I did one and it was just terrible. I got like no response. I was like, okay, that letter. Well, I did. I got a couple calls, but it was obvious that it was a confusing letter, and they weren't quite sure. So I'm like, okay, I gotta do better with it. But I am working on one where it's
Let's work on it. Let me know. We can work on it together, because I've had one that I did with that, and it worked out, and I got a pretty good survey hack. We're buying like 40 acres out of 200 that we could subdivide, and we're doubling our money.
So very nice. Okay. Yep. Okay, so this is the top of the letter that we've gotten so far. You'll see these mail merge little pieces in here. And when we're done with the letter, hopefully we have enough time, I'll pull a campaign out of Pebble and we'll go ahead and do a mail merge really quick, so you guys can see the letter fully, like with everything populated in it. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Even if we run out a little time, Kay, I could always just leave this running if you want to like show that last bit, because I could pick up my daughter. That's all. So you could always, I could always leave it for you to kind of run the show.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Okay, perfect. All right. So we got the first top of the letter done, and I like it. I like how it looks. This is ideally going to be tri-folded, and it's going to be put into a number 10 double window envelope. That is the format we're creating it in. You can create it in whatever format you want. So that's the top half. Now the middle part, I'm trying to just incorporate kind of what you had here, your bullet points, which are stars, which are really cool.
Stars, red, white, and blue, cash flow.
Red, white, and blue, exactly. Yep. And I was also thinking of putting your logo, kind of blowing it up and making it transparent, and kind of putting it as almost like a watermark in the background of your letter, which I think would be kind of cool.
Yeah. I actually did that a while ago. I had an offer letter where I had a gigantic American flag behind as a watermark, super, super light.
Oh yeah. And that might be good.
It looked great. It was it converted pretty well, honestly. I changed it because Rob was like, "Oh, I don't know if I like it," but honestly, I'm pissed because I like that one.
And like sometimes I get like I love two designs that I have, so just split test them. Pebble has a really nice feature inside of it where when I create my campaigns, and you can add multiple Excel sheets. You can be like, okay, this is campaign ABC, and you can continuously upload different Excel sheets of data to it until it's one campaign that you like. And when you hit export, it's all in one nice sheet and it's formatted, which is really nice. But before you hit export, right, and you send that to your mail house, what you can do is hit split test, and it will evenly split your campaign down the middle, so you can do A/B testing on the, if you're doing it maybe a white envelope and a yellow envelope or whatever you're split testing, it does that for you. So and the reference code apply to the different campaigns, so you can track them, which is really cool.
Yeah. Even Rocket Burn, if you tell them, they'll split test it for you.
Nice. Yeah.
You have to create the two and then just say, hey, I want to take half my list. Every other person put it here. Every other person put it here. And then it works pretty well too. So
very good. Yeah. It's just testing, right? You can ask everybody in the world, like, what do you think about this? But like, you never know until you just like put it out there and mail it, right? So I think just if you think it's great, put it out there, mail it, see what the market says. See what the market says. Yeah. So, all right. So here's the middle part. I think it looks a little plain right now. So we're gonna edit some things. I also plugged in. I saw that you put the county and the state. I also put the city here. So that'll populate when we do the mail merge. Because I like the city in there, right? Because some people,
Yeah.
especially if they have inherited the land and they didn't buy it directly themselves, they're not really familiar with it. They live in a different state. Kind of knowing the city, if you say like Charlotte, North Carolina, that's much more familiar than Mecklenburg County. Like, what is
Okay.
Mecklenburg County, right?
So,
So,
well, I one caveat to that, and this has got me a couple deals, is that
okay.
I've tried city, okay, and this is great that we're talking about this because it is good to have different experiences. I did
Mhm,
change it to
mhm.
city for a while, and I started noticing that I would get calls and it still worked out everything great, but what it stopped doing is leaving the conversation open for a seller to say which parcel in whatever county. So I started noticing if I put the city directly, even though it says like APN, blah, 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 everything like that, not everybody
Yeah.
knows the APN off the top of their head.
No, they
They do
don't.
know if I have a parcel in Mecklenburg and a parcel in XYZ whatever, that they know that was that one specific property, right?
True.
So when they
Yep.
call, they're not going to say the factor of like which house or
Yeah.
which property, right? So that's something I learned. A big thing I learned with houses is that I never say, "Hey, I saw your property on 123 Main Street." "Hey, I saw your property in Phoenix, and I was just curious if you're interested in selling it." And they'll say, if they have multiples, they'll say, "Which
Which
one?"
one? Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And that's what piques their interest, like to know, like, "Oh, this guy's got multiple. Okay, great." And it's not that you're going to be like, "Oh, you have more. Let's buy them all." No, what you would do is that's just a breadcrumb, and then you say, "Oh, it's actually the one in Mecklenburg. Here it is." Blah blah blah. And that's when it opens it up to like, okay, now in the back of your head, you know they have multiples. So if I perform well here, they might be interested in selling the others later. You know,
True.
even though we already see it on the back end, whatever, it does work. But that is one caveat I will say. I've noticed a little bit of. So
So we got it all in here. We got state, county, city. So we're gonna give it all to them. I've even
yeah,
heard,
it fits, right? Why not do it?
well, yeah, if it fits. I know it looks a little long now, but once everything merges, it should be one line, and that's
Yeah,
something you can kind of play with. Even I was listening to, I think Callan Faulkner. She said she even put like the airport, the closest airport, in there, right? So that's in her data sheet, and it kind of merges in. Like,
yeah,
hey, I noticed, and we want it because you're next to this landmark. You can kind of throw it in. You can get all kind of crazy with it.
yeah.
As far as specifics.
Yeah.
Um,
I wish we could
so
pull points of interest too. That was something I always wanted to be able to do. Like
you can with AI, yeah.
you can with AI, yeah. Points of
Yeah,
interest, pull that.
once you pull your data sheet of data and you upload it to AI and say, hey, in column B, please add, points of interest or whatever have you, you know.
Crossroads, points of interest, things like that.
hmm
Yeah.
And then it's just like putting a mail merge field in there and it'll populate it in. Just
Mhm.
to, if you think that would help.
Mhm.
I haven't done it yet. I
Okay.
haven't got that nitty gritty with it yet, but you can do whatever you want with it, which is cool.
Mhm.
All right, so that's that. I put a little red separation here. We'll see how that looks afterwards.
Mhm.
Open this up a little bit.
And what size font do you typically like to use?
I'd like to start with 12, and then we're gonna like, increase or reduce it based on kind of like how it's looking, and until we like how it looks all together, I think.
Yep.
So
Okay.
yeah. All right. So we got down. I just literally copy and pasted the bullet points over here
Mhm.
on this side, and also based on your recent purchase, we put together an offer of. So I do ranges. So I have price, and then I have like upper and lower price. So I just put price in here because I know you do blind offers,
So
and
what I
then
do actually now, so the reason why we were making an offer of, and then in my sheet, what I wanted to do is simplify this so at Rocketprint I don't have multiple templates and have to tell them.
yeah.
So I set the wording up that basically we put together an offer of, and then in my sheet it would say 24,000 to 44,000, so that it's still going over as one merge field, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So certain times if I'm trying to do it just a blind, I'll just send the blind, but it's just a matter of like a literal it's just a column in a spreadsheet, and you just put like the extra columns and it converts it into one column, and then that merge field goes in. So it could be, I could send ranges or blind offers. So if I want to split an entire data set, I don't have to split a data set, right? Like certain properties, I'm just going to send a blind offer. I don't want to fluctuate on that because it's maybe a cheaper property. But if it's like a more expensive property, I definitely want to put a range in there.
Yeah.
It just, it's one little thing, but yeah. So like, that's one little thing I tweaked is that to make
Does
the
Rocket Print give you a hard time about having multiple templates?
So not that it's not that. It's like I have like 20 templates, and I'm like, can we delete some of these templates because we don't use them anymore? And they're like, no, we can't delete them. I'm like, I don't use them. This is confusing.
Yeah.
So like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna create one template. We're gonna name it master, and then it's gonna allow me to do all my thing, my range offers, my this, my that, whatever. It doesn't do neutrals and all that stuff, but whatever.
So I remember with them, I had a bunch. I had to clean it up, but then I kind of had like my two main ones, and it was just called like I don't know. You could do like blind offer, whatever letter template, and then range offer letter template. So I think they should be different. They should have different words and verbiage in them when you're talking about like a range or a direct offer. I think they should be two different letters. Even in the pricing here, the little disclosure up here at the top where it says please note, it reads, I don't know, it's tiny. So it says our initial pricing is based on analyzing extensive countywide data, which may not fully reflect the unique features of every parcel. The range offer, right, blah, blah, blah. So for a direct blind offer, that will be worded a little bit differently in there, right? So I didn't change that. We can change it later.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do ranges. Honestly, I've switched most of the things I do a range now.
Okay.
It's because like in this market, people want to negotiate. So give them an opportunity to negotiate by showing I'm gonna be a person that's gonna negotiate.
Exactly. So, exactly.
Yeah, I'm switch over to ranges, so that could change too.
So let's cut my little picture out over here, and let's insert your picture.
Instantly, just so you guys know, the conversion just went down to like 3,000. Just saying.
Oh God. Okay, so let's see. That is that. All pictures. Let's go all files. Let's see, because you just sent me your picture, and I know I saved it.
So,
oh, there it is.
It's the mug.
There he is. There's the mug. All right. So let's shrink that. Make sure it fits nicely.
Just my teeth. It's perfect.
Imagine sending the seller this huge picture, like
a watermark behind it. It's just me.
Yeah, like now this is odd.
Imagine that's like the back page of a whole thing. It's just like one gigantic.
Now that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
This is who you're dealing with.
All right, so we'll put that there, and then this is like a little write-up, like about me. So obviously that will look the same. It'll just be worded about you, Dennis, right? Yeah. And what you can really do is you can use ChatGPT and you can put some particular things about yourself, where you're from, how old you are, how long you've been in the business, what are some things you love about the business, what are some things you love about your state and where you live, maybe a little family information, just very personalized. And then you can ask ChatGPT, hey, please write me a bio that is consumer and user friendly for my direct mail piece. Like, get very specific.
Yep.
And it will create a version of a little quick about us or a bio of you. And then you can keep giving it prompts to tweak it until you like it. And then I would take that, then bam, put it in your letter, right? So we're going to leave this how it is because it will look the same.
Yeah.
Yep. And I see your signature over here. So we're going to take that and we're going to put it over here.
Yeah, so that was another thing I changed a while ago because I changed it to Dennis C. Landing because my name is in a couple other things. So I don't like having people to like Google my name that comes up, whatever the case may be. So I put Dennis C. Landing, which is a nondescript person. And what I will actually do is make some social media around that person. I did that. doesn't really affect anything. And I've actually asked people, like people have asked me, they're like, why does it say Dennis Landing but Dennis Yasko on the contract? Well, I'm like, because of this. I just kind of explain that to them, and they're like, oh, yeah, okay, makes sense.
Yeah, they understand it, so it's like whatever.
Yeah, it's really not that big of a deal. You're still talking to Dennis. There's no changing it.
Yeah, I don't think that's a huge deal to use an alias or something, because thing is, people are going to Google you, and as long as you fabricate, I don't want to use the word fabricate, because it's very easy, like, to tell a website that is very fabricated, like just kind of like fake and kind of just thrown up there. So you don't want to come off as that. You do want to come off as like really genuine. You don't want your website looking like everyone else's. You want it to be, something very related to you. So they know, like, they get the warm and fuzzies. Like, you click on a website, and you're like, this is a scammer's website. Like, you don't want that feeling when someone clicks on your website.
Nope.
Even when you look at the return address up here, like, somebody may just Google this information, right?
Yeah,
Your address.
I'll text you my new address. That's my old one.
Yeah. So you want to just make sure that information, because somebody may Google it, or they get the informed delivery scan thing, because I get that, where they're looking at like the scan of it before they even physically go to the mailbox and get it. And then maybe Google that information. So be Googleable. All the information that you put in your letter, your email address, your website, the business name, make sure when someone enters that information, the phone number, make sure it ties in all together very nicely online, and it's a good presence there. If it's not a good presence there, if there's no presence there, then that's as good as having a scammy presence, to be honest with you, right? Because there's no trust there. So
exactly.
All right, so let's try to make this look like a cute little signature here. And you can get really creative with this stuff. If you really want to create your signature in Canva, you can then do that, save it as like a logo, remove the background, and then add it to stuff. So it doesn't just have to be a font, but we're just, for the sake of this example, we're just going to do like a little signature font or whatever.
Holy crap. Killa is killing it. I'm doing blind offers by zip code, pretty in-depth. Sent out my first mailer of 1720 in the middle of July, and so far he's gotten 5 signed PAs.
That is insane. Who is that?
Killa Craig.
Okay.
Killing it. Shit. He was, killing it. The name tells you, obviously.
Obviously, the name.
Like, he's gonna kill it. Killa is definitely gonna kill it. Obviously. Good job. That is sick, man.
Do you think it has anything to do with like a lot of people like switching to cold calling and text messaging? That because I hear the polar opposites. I hear people like, mail doesn't work, F it. And then I hear stuff like this, right, from people. And it's like, it does work.
I love when people tell me they're switching and getting rid of mail and they're only doing cold calling. I love when people tell me that. I'm like, go for it, go for it. But there's a reason why some of the biggest companies in the world still do direct mail years and years and years out. Like, it works. Look at Amex. How many pieces of mail do you get a week from Amex?
Yeah.
And it still converts.
The car dealerships, all the banks, like you said, Amex. Yep, all of them.
Yep. Amex isn't calling you and saying, hey, we're giving you a bonus right now, like 250,000 points. No. But they'll send you a letter, So
we'll do blue because that's your color. All right. We're going to just act like that little bio is about you.
Yep.
Let's put the expiration date. I put it here. You can put it anywhere, obviously. But I think it's kind of cool putting it here. And I'm going to change this to red to match.
It's a good thing too, like sideways like that. It actually draws their attention.
It's like, oh, that's kind of cool,
Yep.
Yep. And this is down here, your header. So let's make this header your header with your information.
Actually, it'd be funny if you did like, this letter will self-destruct in.
Yeah.
Like,
just kidding.
It might resonate with some of like people like that, that we deal with, like that age group. So little things, little tweaks.
Do that. And I like to capitalize stuff to make it easy to read. So info, do capital I, and then the C in cash, we do capital C.
Oh, always that.
Land.
And then USA capitalized.
Yeah. Yep, I like how that looks. Yep. All right, and so let's get your address up in here.
It's actually 555.
Oh, it's wrong there. Okay.
Yeah, that was my old one. Yeah, we had changed it. We had gotten our Regis address. So 555 Magnum Street.
No caps.
It is, hold on, there it is. 555, oh, South Magnum Street.
Okay.
You can just put S too, that's fine. Street, Suite 100. Which also too, like, you don't necessarily have to put the suite. I found that out. Durham, North Carolina.
Good old Durham.
Yeah. This was $62 for placement here.
And I'm gonna Google this address too, just to see how it's formatted properly, and then that's the format we're gonna use.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
I texted the
oh, you
phone.
did? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, you
yeah.
did? Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
Google it. Take a look at it.
Oh no, you texted to me. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So they put ST, so they don't spell out street. All right. And then they have the word suite spelled out. Okay. And then 27. Okay. All right, perfect. Let's put your number on here. What's your phone number on your letter, Dennis?
Get it real quick.
Oh, I got it. I see it from the letter. Yeah.
Is it on there? No, the phone number. The phone number is in merge field.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I see the text. So is the text us and the call us two different numbers?
Yeah, well, I'm changing that because Answer Force had whatchamacallit, you can't text into Answer Force. So
Okay.
now I'm changing it. I'm gonna switch and I'm answering my own calls now. Because the volume is just not enough for it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I would highly suggest anybody getting into this new, if you're doing mail, enter your own calls. It's the response rate is just not heavy enough to really outsource it. And I think there's more benefit to talking to people. If you don't like to talk to people, get comfortable with talking to people, because you need, that is just something you need to do in this business, is talk to people.
Yeah, 866 231 7002.
7082
02.
7002.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Yeah. I'm actually changing it because there's because I'm gonna move it. I'm probably gonna keep the number though.
Yeah, I'll definitely say I think it's a good thing to have one number that they can text and call.
Yes, that's why I'm changing it, because like I don't want multiple numbers, because it just creates like a hard thing. Like, oh, I got to text them. Oh, I can't text that number. It's this number, and then like inside our CRM,
it's a hit on your credibility too, in my opinion, because they're like, why can't I just? If you're a person, if you're Dennis, like we understand as business owners why we would separate them, but as a consumer, you're like, if you're Dennis, why just can't I text you? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and I tweaked around. Like, if you look to the left, I have a merge field for my phone number, and I was tweaking different phone numbers for different campaigns to just test it and see what happens. But it just got so crazy. I'm like, I could easily just track this by my mail ID. I don't need to track it by anything else, because I'm getting the mail ID, so there's no reason why I can't track it. So
you don't want you want a minimal change in public information, because when someone searches you, you want the same stuff to always come up. So don't get a bunch of different phone numbers and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. When you look up the phone number,
Okay,
I agree.
I'm gonna make this line a little less thick. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do we like the first page, or do we want to?
No, I think that looks great. I would I'll probably tweak it a little bit, because there are certain things I like to put up, like based on our price, recent purchase, things like that. I like to put the price and stuff bigger.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's just make it bigger.
Yeah, I like it. So I look for like 16 point because when I do that, and I also center it too. Because on average, I think I've read something about like above 14 point could be mostly legible for most people that need like readers. And if our average avatar, which I looked that up the other day, and I'll drop it here too because I want to do that again. I took our data for avatars and I looked at it, and it was like a staggering amount are above 45. And when do your eyes fail? It's typically above 40.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, 47% of all sales. This is a thing we did with a bunch of people in LIA. 47%, 48% of all sales have been 65 plus, and then another 32% have been 50 to 65. So everybody else, only 20% has been below that. So pretty much 80% of your marketing is 80% of your deals are going to come from people that are 50 plus. So if you want to cut your marketing budget in half, cut out all those people,
Yep.
until you're like really rolling, then it's okay to throw them in. You might miss a deal here and there, but guess what? If more people are selling because of that, why not change it? So tweak to your audience. That's why I like to make things bigger and smaller and like whatever. So
Yep. Tweak to your audience. Yep, that is huge. Let's change some things here. I don't like how that is. I don't like how this looks right here. Like I almost want to center it, but the bullet points make it weird to center.
yeah, I don't send you the bullet points. I keep them to the left.
Yeah, so I would maybe because didn't mean to do that. Maybe because it's not all the way over to the left. Let's see. Oh yeah, maybe that's why. Maybe though. I don't know. I will mess with this a little bit in the middle here to make it look
Yeah,
a little bit seamless going in. Okay, I'm gonna mail merge it real quick because I'm curious how it looks with like the mail code and stuff.
Cool.
And because we have limited time, I already have a campaign downloaded, so I'm just gonna mail merge it when I have.
Okay.
So if
You
anyone,
already changed all the mail merges to yours, right?
yeah, they're mine. So
Yeah.
if you're using Word, and you can look on YouTube and you can Google this step-by-step mail merge Microsoft Word. There's tons of easy to use videos on it, but it's really, really easy. You would just go into mailings, start mail merge, and do step-by-step wizard. And that's what we're in right now, right? So you would create your letter, and then from there, you would just go to preview letter, right? And it will ask you which Excel file to pull, and you would pull that in, and then you would hit mail merge. And so I just hit it. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah.
But now the address is there. The mail ID kind of plugs itself in. The state, city, acreage, parcel ID, and then the information down here. And you can do that so you can see kind of like what it looks like when it's mail merged, and you can tweak things to how you want them to look, right? Maybe we want to center this or make that look
Yes,
bigger,
so
or whatever.
I would tweak it. I'm interested in your property in the following. I would move the state, county, city, all that stuff up, and then underneath it, put acreage, parcel ID bigger.
Okay, so
that's
you want to put that down here.
Yeah, and then go up, and then move the other one up. The state, North Carolina, put that all next to the other stuff.
Okay.
So, like, I'm interested in your property in the following. I would put like in the same line.
Oh, in the same line. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And then center the acreage, parcel ID.
Got it.
Yeah, because those are pertinent information. They're going to be looking for that on the letter, and then I would upsize that to like a 15, 16. Maybe too big. Go one less. Yeah,
that's 14, 6.
I would even make the top one like a 12, and then the acreage parcel ID like a
little bit smaller. Okay.
Acreage parcel ID I make like a 16. Yeah,
we like that. Okay, so that's a 14.
Probably center it all though.
Yeah, let's center it all of it.
Yep. Yeah, that looks clean.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because you know what? What are people going to look for? They're going to like, oh, what city, what state? Oh, which parcel is this? Oh, it's the 1.5 acres. Okay, that one. Gotcha.
Center right there.
Yeah. That's sweet. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
We could almost upsize that, the stars too, because we're gonna take up all that space. Or you could add something to the right, like a little banner, a little something, like tweak that too. Like if you're printing these at in house, that could be where you put like a little Christmas logo or a little thing.
Yeah,
You know.
because we are seasonal. Like soon as holiday season hits, it's nothing to offend anyone because we don't know if everyone celebrate
Yeah.
Christmas, right? So we do like seasons greetings, very general kind of seasons greetings. We make sure we put that in the letter, and we make sure we put that on the outside of the envelope. And also New Year's or January, we do Happy New Year. You know, something very
Yeah.
general to say Happy New Year. Also, so yeah, this can definitely be that can be bigger. And maybe even changing the stars into little logos, little like Cash for Land logos, you know,
Yeah, little
would be
American
cute.
flags even. Yeah.
Yeah, or even just like little American, kind of just like to go with your theme. I think
Yep.
that would be so cute. And I
Yeah,
know what your little cute Dennis, but
I know. You know, it's funny. I have a picture, like pictures like my daughter draws and stuff like that. She's got like a little mountain one, and I'm actually thinking like maybe I'll just put that and be like just something to tweak. This is for my daughter. She loves land, and like our
yeah,
like so part of our goal and like one thing I want to try to do is like we're looking for farmland for ourselves. So I'm thinking about making like a more personal touch and just being like, hey, you know, my family, we're looking for some farmland for ourselves. We love this area. We like to get something. Um, I don't know if that's where we're going to be, but you know, it doesn't hurt to add elements like that to spend, like,
yeah,
especially,
it doesn't.
yeah,
Yeah, like split test that, A/B test that, right?
yeah. Like if I'm looking in specific markets that I know I'm looking for farmland for myself, I would totally put that in there. And just like the picture she draws of like her future with the farm and the chickens and all
That'd
that
be
stuff.
cute. Yeah, yeah. You can even get like one of her drawings and get like a little postcard made of it where it's like really cute and nice and kind of
Yep.
insert that in, right? And
Yeah.
then on the back of it,
3 cents.
it's your QR code and your
Yep.
contact information. Just it's a million different ways you can do it, which
Yep.
is really cool.
Yeah. I get a double-sided postcard printed for 3 cents. It's like a no-brainer.
Yeah,
You
three
know,
cents. There you go. Yep. But
I,
I think this looks awesome here. So this is this is basically the back of mine, but I would literally just take Dennis's information and his color scheme and everything and plug it in here and tweak it a little bit to where it fits his brand, you know, on this page.
yeah, I have an FAQ and I've changed that since. Because the FAQ, it did work. What it did was like we had people call and they're like, you know, we used to get a lot of calls. They're like, is this a scam? Well, we started adding that to our FAQ. And we were
Yeah.
like, no, we're not a scam. This is how it works. Blah, 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 whatever. Like, and it took that.
Question number one: is this a scam?
Yeah,
I love
literally
it. Yeah.
our conversion rate actually went up, which is kind of crazy. Like more people called because of that. And like another thing a lot of people asked about was like, are you buying for other countries or large firms? No, like we're
You
not.
know what? I get that question too. Like, are you buying for China? Is like this
Yes.
one that I get.
Yeah. I mean, think about your audience and they're going to ask that question. So why not just put it out there? No, we are not doing that. You
Yep.
know? So it just changes it and allows people to like understand, like, oh, this guy's not doing that. Okay.
It does. And I
Maybe
also think like the sequence of questions that you have on your FAQ page, it should match when they scan your QR code or someone goes to your website, it should also match there. And it should not only it's only so much space we have on a letter. So I think you should really elaborate on your website
Yeah.
a little bit more on those frequently asked questions, just so when people click and they're like, oh, they kind of know what they're talking about, or you
Yeah.
know, yeah,
Yeah.
it's not just like some generic blurb about it. Yeah.
Yep. I do
Really,
want to
really
change
good.
the FAQ and put more or less a roadmap and then a roadmap with a small FAQ. So that's one thing I do want to tweak because I feel like the FAQ helps, but I think a roadmap helps more.
I'm
You
gonna
know?
go to Canva and can you see my Canva screen?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So this is one I created in here, and I'll change this up with different colors and stuff like that. But this is what we send off to get printed professionally on really nice paper and tri-folded. Like, this is the roadmap here. Kind of just explains, because sometimes people have never sold land before. They never sold any real estate. So they really they just don't know how to move forward. And kind of this helps them say, oh, this is what I should expect. It frames them for the experience that they're going to have with you, which is really nice. And of course, tweak this to your business. If you do subdivides, whatever, put that information in there. And it really helps them understand, what am I getting into, right?
Yep.
And then, frequently asked questions here. One big thing I got when I used to talk to people is like, are you wholesalers? That was like one of the big things, kind of aligned with the, are you a scam, right? Or are you buying from China? Like that kind of thing. Having that kind of, like you said, in your mailer is really, really helpful for folks. And then making it very easy, no matter if they pick up this trifold, or if they pick up my main letter or my postcard or my business card, whatever they pick up, everything has phone number, email, website, address, all 4 ways to communicate with us. Because some people just like to call, some people want to email you, some people want to text you. So you want to make the barrier to communicate with you so low and so easy, right? And just put it everywhere. Call us, text us. And I didn't put this Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. before, but I started doing it just to kind of like make sure people like call during these times. Like, I'm trying to frame them to call during these times. And 90% of the time they do anyway.
Yeah.
But this just kind of frames and say, hey, if it's the weekend, if it's a Saturday or Sunday, like, let me send them an email or text them, right? So 24/7, text and email us anytime, but give us a call Monday through Friday during business hours.
I mean, that's a simple fix too. Like, if you're using OpenPhone, you just set your business hours on OpenPhone instead of putting them on here, because a lot of people are like, I got to rush and do this. So I still would let them call on OpenPhone. If I can't answer, I can't answer. It's fine. But there's automations on OpenPhone that I use that when somebody calls, if it's outside of our business hours, it automatically sends us a text. Hey, I'm a little busy right now, blah, blah, blah. I will call you back as soon as possible. But hey, if you can, just send us some send us some information over the text, and we can chat about it, kind of thing.
Yeah, OpenPhone is great, and it's cheap.
Cheap.
If I don't answer because I'm on the phone or whatever like that, it will do what you said. We have it set up that it does like the auto text thing. If they're calling from their home phone, it doesn't work as great, obviously, but they're calling from a cell phone, they will get an auto text. Say, hey, it's Kay, I'm on the line, whatever. Please make sure, again, reference number, right? Include the reference number that is in the trifold in Canva, that is on, every piece of material, every single piece of different material, it has that reminder of the reference code. Make sure you give us the reference code. So when they text, they email, they call, they leave a voicemail, they're putting that reference code in there so we can track everything. And so we can immediately like pull up what we need to pull up, right? So if I put in this reference code, for example, in Pebble, let me just write it down really quick. I'm going to show you kind of what happens in the background if someone calls in. Let me see. Do I have Pebble up? Yeah, I do. Okay. So if I'm in Pebble and someone calls in, I'm just going to hit add deal, and they're going to give the code 242-4216, and it immediately pulls up the deal, the property for me. And it lets me know like, hey, I mailed them on January 31st and I mailed them on 8/5. Like all the mail that you sent them will be here. And if you hit view campaign, you can see the details of the campaign there. But it's super helpful. And then all the information like the range, lower and upper limit that I sent them, what price thinks it's worth, the price confidence score, price per acre, the legal description, the county value, the link, they last purchased it for this much, like all that's in there. I don't have to go in any other system to kind of see that information in here. So that's very, very helpful.
I love it.
Yep.
Hey, I get a boogie, but if you want to stay on for a few, totally welcome to.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump with you too, Dennis.
Yeah, we could always do another one of these. I love this. Like people absolutely love this stuff. They really, really do. 7 may look like spam. No, whatever. 80% of sales. Oh, let me just show you this, and then we'll run.
Okay.
Okay. So this isn't, I'm going to share this again because I want everybody to fill this out, because the more data, the better. And it's completely anonymous. You can tell me the good deals, the bad deals, everything, but fill out as many of these deals as you can. And I'll share this stuff with everybody. So last year I did this, and I'm trying to get it updated again. So, and then I really got to run. So, okay. So here we are. 102 responses we got. That's 102 deals, right? That we went through and submitted this with my deals, other people's deals, whatever. So who was your seller? Male was predominantly 55% was male, and then 19% was female, and then married, family owned was the other, 30%, 25%. Okay, so just skinnying up right there, you're going to save money on male right away, right? You're taking out 25%. Now, granted, they're selling, whatever. That would be a big mover. Age is a huge mover. Look at that. 65 plus is 47%. 50 to 65 plus is 32%. 32% of all the deals that have come through, and 80% pretty much between the two together are 50 plus.
Yeah.
So if you could scrub out your data, I'm going to say probably half of your data has landowners that are 30 to 20 to 50 years old. So if you could knock that out, what's that going to do? Your KPIs are going to go up, your costs are going to go down, right? What does that cost? A little skip tracing. You skip trace it. Now, the best part about when you skip trace a deal, it doesn't go away. You still have their emails, you still have their phone numbers, everything like that. So let's say 2 years down the road, you want to cold call, skip trace, text, whatever. You have the data already. Just use it, right? So it's like paying now for something for later. Location, out of state is 40%. In the same state but a different county is 40%. So look, 80% of all deals, guess what, are out of state or out of county. So in county is 20%. So you could even remove in county and increase your numbers as well, right?
Yeah. When I first started, that's what I did, like to
Yeah.
reduce my budget, my mailing budget.
Reduce your mailing budget, right? You're going to have a higher response rate and everything. So that's a big one. How did they obtain the property? 67%. I thought this number would be higher. 67% of all sales were purchases. They purchased the land 20 years ago, decided to sell it. It wasn't the inherited, because the inherited people got a step-up basis, and now they're selling it on the market. So while granted, there's 30% that actually inherited that are selling it, predominantly 70% of them are going to be the ones that have purchased it, right? And how long was it owned for? So this was a big bag, right? But less than 1 year, very rare. Which less than 1 year and inherited are two very common traits. Okay, 1 to 5 years, small, only 11%. 5 to 10 years, which we see is 20%, and then it's 10 to 15, 17, 15 to 20, 21. Then the biggest percentage, 30%, have owned it for 20 plus years. So if you really took all these things, stacked it together, you went, I want in-state and I want out-of-state, out-of-county. I want age above 50.
Mm-hmm.
I want they purchased the lot and they've had it for more than 10 years, right? And then the average offer percentages. This was last year though, so this will be good to get an updated version for this year. Average offer percent that was accepted was 43. It was between 45 and 55%, and then 55 to 65%. So what does that tell you? 35 and anything less is really not worth it, right?
What do you think? What do you think is going to be this year, Dennis?
I think this is going to tweak up to above 55. I think it's 55%, 75% is going to be the average. Yep.
No.
Total spread. This is a good one. The best 25%, so quarter of all deals, have a 50 to 100K spread. Okay. And then the rest are, they taper down 10, 11, 12. It's about average all over. Parcel size is, most parcels were 5 to 10s, 10 to 20s, and then 20 to 30s, 30 to 50s. So pretty much 80% of your data is coming from those three parcel sizes, plus the 50 to 100 acres, whatever. And then, was the seller distressed? Big one. So everybody talks about probate, blah, 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 then make your best money. Yeah, they might. But most of the time, they're not distressed. Almost 75% of people are not distressed. So you could, if you're really trying to save on money, you could get rid of the distressed ones because maybe you don't know how to deal with them yet, and just focus on the not distressed people. Not distressed, above 55, own the property for more than 10 years, but a parcel size between 5 and 50 acres, and then offer percentages between did I say out of county, out of state? And then also offer percentage above 55 to 65%. If you do that, you'll probably skinny your list anywhere between, besides scrubbing, you'll probably get your list from 1,000 down to like 200-300. So it's crazy when you start looking at these. So I encourage everybody to fill this out. I'm going to pass this around on Discord, Facebook, everything. I want people to fill this out because the more data I have, the better I can help people. So please do it.
I'll fill it out. I'll fill it out this year, Dennis.
Yeah, as many deals as you can. I don't care. You can submit 100 deals, whatever you want to do, 10, 1, whatever it is. Give me your goods. Give me your bads. I want to see them all, right? Yeah. Don't want to just see the winners. I want to see the deals that executed. That's all.
Yeah. And also, I would also encourage people too, like, that is data from everyone, but of course, markets are very different. So if you work in a particular market or you do something very particular, like, track your own data, do what Dennis just did for stuff that you've done for the past year to kind of see what's working, what's not. Like, where do you want to target? Yeah.
It's a 1 minute to take this form and fill it out realistically, right? So every deal you do, fill that form out, keep it tracked in your own personal data. And then guess what? You'll start seeing 80% of your money is going, like 80% of the money you make is going from 20% of these types of properties. So just focus on them. It's that simple. So, no, you should expect a higher response rate by stacking all this stuff. Okay. Because what you're doing is you're removing all the people that aren't responding. These are the deals that actually sold, which means if you get rid of the stuff, which a list of like 1,000 people, 50 or 60% of it might not even be qualifying inside that list. So if you could skinny that list up, you're going to increase your response rate, not decrease. That's the big ticket. People get confused with that. So I'm offering 52%. Okay. I mean, that's not bad, but 55% is the average. So maybe you need to bump it up a little bit and see if you get a better response rate or offer a range, you know?
Yep. Or test it out. Test everything out.
All right. I really got to run. They're going to be riding away on a horse in a minute.
All right, Dennis.
All right. Thank you, Kay. This is awesome. We'll touch base. I love the letter. I can't wait to see it in person. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see that. And I'll make my own tweaks and I'll share it with everybody and show you guys what I tweak too. And then, I can't wait to send it and tell you what my KPIs are. It's going to be sick.
Yeah, that's going to be dope.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon. Next week, we got some other people coming on, and then we'll always bring Kay back because she's amazing. So bye. Have a good one.